Hi viewers. Today I'm talking to Donna Morrison from Peak State Consulting. She's a business and lifestyle type business. I'll let her talk to you about what she can do for you and how she can help you. All right. Hi Donna, how are you?
No worries. Hi, Matthew. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for the work you do in the GSBN space. People don't realise that stuff takes a lot of work to keep it running. So thank you so much, and thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure.
We're going to talk today. Sorry,
it's a pleasure having you.
Oh, thank you. So I actually run two businesses. I've got a business called Peak State Consulting, where I'm a business consultant. I'm not a business coach, and I'm very clear about the fact that I'm not a coach. I'm not going to stand beside you and go, rah, rah, let's make it happen. What I do is I look at business from a complete life perspective. So I'm looking at how your relationships are with your family, with your children, what it is that success looks like for you. And so many people have they can tell you what they don't want, but getting out of them what success means is quite difficult for some people. And I've got people who say to me, oh, look, in business, I just want to have regular clients and a regular income. I said, so if I get you one client a week and an extra $10 a week, there's your regular income and your regular clients. They go, oh, no, that's not what I'm looking for. So it's really about, we do a really deep dive on the person, because we all know that people do not do business with businesses. People do business with people. When you're running your own small business, you are your best asset. And it's about you. People are going to come to you because you're the person that's got what they need. And so when I'm looking, I run a business masterclass. So I've sort of found for myself that there are certain things that affect everyone. It comes down to belief patterns about money, also confidence in yourself. You might be really confident in one part of your business, but really lacking in confidence in other parts. So for me, I get you looking at all of those, and we start to drill down and do a deep dive on who you are and what you're trying to achieve, so that going forward, we can create those things. And, for some people, it might be having a $20,000 turnover, but they're making 17%. It might be having a $100,000 turnover and making 3%. It's really looking at what are you trying to achieve? Are you having a business where you want to transition from full-time into your small business, or you just want your small business to sit and tick there in the background? It all takes work, and the most important thing we can do in that space is define what success looks like. So when I'm looking at businesses, I'm looking at you as a human being, and then I'll teach you how to be great in business. So I come from a very sort of left of centre perspective, but it makes a huge amount of difference going forward.
I don't think, as a sole trader myself, I don't think a lot of sole traders can actually separate their life from their business, because they're so passionate about their business. That's the reason why they're doing what they're doing. And as I was discussing with you before, I don't think if one's broken either way with regards to the business or the life, they're going to affect each other. So you deal with that sort of stuff?
Absolutely. So I actually have two businesses. So one of my businesses I've called Peak State Consulting, and I do some corporate work in that space, as well as small business mentoring, and, as I said, my masterclass. I then have another business called Universal Angels, and what I do in that side is more relationship counselling, leadership mentoring. I've got a program called Life by Design, and it's about designing the life that you want to live. And so many people, when they come into small businesses, go, oh, I'm so passionate. I'm passionate about my product, or I'm passionate about my service. I'm passionate about helping people. But then the balance between where that sits and actually being able to go out there and create that change in the world, that's really difficult. And for so many people, I see people with either really poor belief patterns about money. Oh, I don't really want to earn too much. And, rich people, not great people, and, you know, or money doesn't grow on trees, and all of those kind of belief patterns that you would have heard your dad saying back, you know, when you're a little kid and things like that. When you are the sole business owner, that stuff is absolutely relevant. And if you are scared of earning money and people start coming in, and like I've got one of my businesses that I've helped along the way, you know, she said, I usually get $10 or $20 sales. She does market stalls. Her average sale is about $20. And so we did a whole bunch of work around how she feels about the business, what it is she's trying to achieve in that business, how that fits into her family. And then we did a whole bunch of stuff around belief patterns about money and being able to create that success that you're looking for. And in the very next market stall she did, she tripled her income. Highest sales she'd ever done. I hadn't even talked to her about sales yet. All we'd done was work on those soft skills, or those skills that sit behind. And she had, you know, one lady came in and spent $120. Now, her biggest sale was $20. And she said, if I hadn't have done this course with you, I would have panicked when I got that $120 sale, going, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? Rather than just going, yeah, great, come and spend $120, bring your friends. You know, this is about making money, but making money in a way that supports the community around us. I'm very much a live local, buy local person. So, you know, being able to bring people in and help change the world in whatever way it is that you've chosen to do that. For that particular person, she runs a business. I can't remember the name of the business now. I'm just my first day back at work after 7 months off. I had spinal surgery, so I had to take a bit of time for myself. Wow. But Refilled is her business. That's it. And so it's all about environmental sustainability, buying local, getting rid of single-use plastics, all of that stuff. So she's got all these really positive things that she's creating out in the world. But if she's not brave enough to walk that out in her market stalls and walk that out in the way that she markets, we know people do business with people, so it's about you as a human being. And she's just gone from height to height. And all we did was really talk about how you fit and how it fits for you.
Great. Now you mentioned I'm very passionate about buying local and supporting local. You mentioned about that. What's your with regards to that? What's your connection with Geelong? And can we hear a little bit about your personal journey and your connection with Geelong?
Oh, absolutely. Yep. So I'm originally from New South Wales. I lived in Perth for about 20 years. And in 2008, my partner's parents became quite ill and we moved to Victoria to take care of them. And initially we lived down in Aireys Inlet, but I've always worked in Geelong. So I've worked for Deakin University. I ran built them a student housing program for off-campus students and international students. I got the Vice-Chancellor's Award for doing that and travelled around Australia teaching other universities how to do that. I was recently the work for the dog coordinator for Victoria for Matchworks, which is another part of about Genu, or Kringle, as people might still know it there. And most recently, I ran Genu training for the Barwon region. So I had about 60 staff and about 3,000 students to take care of. And that was an absolute pleasure. But I broke my neck and I had to, lots of people, I meet a lot of people who can no longer work in the workforce. I can't do a 9-to-5 job. My neck won't allow it, and have branched out into small business. For myself, I've run small business. My first business that I ran, I was 14 and I ran a car parts business. I have experience. I ran a beauty shop for a very long time. I'm an electrician by trade, so I've run electrical businesses. We've run cafes, and I've also run multi-million-dollar companies. So when I'm looking at your small business, I'm looking at that from all perspectives. So I've got my small business hat on, looking at what you can do and how you can fit it into your life. And I hate it when I hear people say, I'm working so hard on my small business that, 70 hours a week, and my family, I'm just not getting along with my children or my partner because I just don't have enough time. They're the kinds of things that we can make a huge difference in. And that's what I do in large businesses as well as in small businesses. We came to Geelong, like I said, to take care of my parents-in-law, and we sort of thought we'd be here for about 6 months, and we've been here since 2008, and I absolutely love Geelong. I love everything about it. I've worked a lot as a work for the dog coordinator. I worked with a lot of not-for-profit businesses in the area, and I just wouldn't want to live anywhere else. I absolutely love Geelong, and I love the closeness of the community. And even though it's quite, Geelong in itself, or the Barwon region, is becoming quite large, and we've got a lot of people down here, but we still have that country town feel about so much of it. And, I love going to I live out in Batesford, and, the local Bannockburn market once a month, and the food swaps and things like that. Like, that's the kind of stuff, and go Cats. But that's the kind of stuff I love about living in Geelong.
I'm interested myself personally, and I'm sure others would be as well. You said it's your first day back at work since having spinal surgery. Now, that's pretty major in some people's heads. You're walking around, you're doing fine. You broke your neck. I
broke my neck.
Bad.
It could have been really bad. So I had spinal surgery in 2019, and it failed. And I didn't know that spinal surgery could fail. And I'd ended up with 2 complete fractures at C5, C6, and C6, C7. So I was walking around all of last year teaching classes thinking, gee, this pain is just intense. But I had a broken neck. So it's now fixed. I'm fighting fit. I feel fantastic. But, like I would give advice to people who are in their own businesses, I took time off and went, no, this time is for me. It's not for me to support anyone else. It's for me to physically gain my strength back, my health back, and then be able to walk out in the world and do what I do. And I am absolutely stoked to be back today, first day, and then get interviewed by you this afternoon. So I'm probably going to be very tired tomorrow.
Well, that's good timing, coming back the first day being in lockdown, hey. But you can't help that. I mean, we can't help that. I mean, it's something you've got to do. But those sort of stories of overcoming are really important to people, I think, because we can all go through our downtimes, but small business is about overcoming challenges, and I think that's a really important message to share with people as well.
Absolutely. So, when you work in big businesses, it's a lot of people. So you're not really, what your belief pattern is about money or your job or what you're doing and why you're doing is not so relevant. When it's an owner-operator business, all of that stuff is so, so, so important. And being able to overcome those challenges and to be able to move forward and take your family forward in that space is really, really important. And it's something that I hold very dear. One of my children had a severe accident, almost lost his life and lost half the bones in his leg. And, every day it was get up, step up and make it happen. Don't listen to what other people tell you when people are saying, oh, you'll never make it, whatever sort of naysayers. And, lots of times that can be coming from our mind or from our partners or from people in the community going, oh, you're never going to get that up and running. Don't listen. You can create whatever you want to create. And my son, he can leg press 600 kilos through that metal leg. And that's a leg they said he'd never walk on. He'd never be able to walk on his own. He'll never walk without a limp. He'll never be able to bend his knee to 90 degrees. And he's just gone, no way. Have you met my mum? He said, I don't have the choice to do that. My mum is out there going, making sure I get up every day and I make it happen. And, you know, that's what I do in my businesses as well, is I never see problems. I only see solutions. And so whether I'm working with people, so in my Universal Angels business, I work on Life by Design, which is really about working with people, and I do it with couples, and I also do singles. I've just started a program that I'll be launching in about a month's time, working with single people who are wanting to find relationship in their space, but just not managing to draw the right kind of people into their space, going on dates, not really finding anyone who really resonates with you, and then being able to shift that and draw different group of people into your space because you feel differently. So, you know, whether it's my Universal Angels side or my Peak State Consulting side, it's always about the individual and helping you be the best version of yourself you can be. I never ever teach people how to be. I'm never going to teach you to be number one in business. You don't want to be number one in business, okay? Because number one will change all the time. What you want to be is better than you were today, tomorrow. So every day you improve on yourself, not improve on what the rest of the world's doing, just better than you were yesterday. And when we do that and we live in a constant state of gratitude and of really seeing our successes, those successes grow. The more they grow, the better you feel, the better you're doing, the better life you're having. And, you know, at the end of the day, we run business so that we can have life. We run business so that we can put roofs over our head and food in our belly.
I often have people, that resonates with me, because I often have people coming to me, even privately, in messages saying, oh, I want to contribute to the group, but I don't have anything to say. And I always tell them that you have got something to say. You are of value simply because of your life experiences, because they might think, oh, it's over and above their head with regards to their experience. But I think we can all add value to each other. I think that's important to actually send that message out, that we all have value. We might not have the same skills as somebody else, but we've got something that we can contribute to other people.
Absolutely. It's great.
Your tagline is interesting, because my tagline on my business is growth by design. So it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Because my motto is everything I want to do, even in my business, is help your business, help other people grow, help other businesses along and give them that boost. And I think what you're doing is important for small business and any other business as well. But we're concentrating here. We're obviously
on small business. I do some work in the corporate sector as well, but that's quite different. And, you know, I guess for myself, working in the corporate sector is where I earn a whole bunch of money, so that when I'm working with small businesses, I can charge them a lot less. And that's actually part of my strategy in business, is going, okay, well, I'm going to go over here, and there's a whole bunch of income that I can get coming in there. But my passion is about working with people in their lives and in their businesses to create serious change. And I can do that a lot cheaper if I earn a bunch of money over there. I can charge people a lot less. And, you know, let's face it, in small businesses, if people are thriving, that's great. But people who are thriving are not necessarily coming to me. It's the people who are struggling, going, I need to try and work out how I can create some more income, how I can create some more clients, how I can sell some more products. And it comes down to your passion. You know, I meet a lot of really passionate small business people, and it's fantastic. And what I do is teach you how to take that passion and grow it. I also do some workshops around, I do a couple of small workshops. I prefer larger workshops just because then I can give you all the information you need in one go, which is why I run a masterclass. But I do stuff on procrastination, and, you know, so many people say to me, like, procrastination and I don't feel good enough would probably be the two things that people tell me every single time. Is, you know, I procrastinate a lot. I'm nervous about moving forward, or I don't feel like I'm good enough. What if people think that I'm not enough? In business, we need to be leaders. And what I say is I teach you how to be a leader in your own life. I teach you how to be a leader in your business. And then I teach you to become a business leader, which means that you are a leader then within the community in that space. You don't have to have lots of qualifications. We live in a world now where it's no longer about university degrees and all that kind of stuff. Your life skill, as you said before, Matthew, your life skill is absolutely the most important thing in your space. And knowing that we all come from a different space from a life skill perspective means we all bring something unique to the table. And, you know, that's a very, very powerful thing. I like to teach people to be the hero of their story. You know, if you're going into your business and you're feeling, say you're feeling like a 5 out of 10, you're going to go and do business with someone who's doing 5 out of 10. You want a 10 out of 10 business. You want someone, like for me, I'm very passionate. I'm inspirational. People tell me that all the time. I've got tons of energy and I love to inspire. And so when I go into those spaces, people go, wow, I feel so much more confident about myself now because you're confident in me. And so I teach people to be their hero, not to leave any crumbs. And I think that that's really important in business as well. Is when I'm saying don't leave crumbs, don't make excuses. Don't have things that you just keep putting off and not doing that you know need to be done. Get stuck in and do those things because they're the things that will come and bite you later. Do it properly, do it the first time and do it once. And that saves you a huge amount of time. And particularly with procrastination, you know, people, I had a business that I was helping last year and the gentleman was really struggling to make choices. And I said to him, give me something that you would struggle to make a choice about. And he spent 15 minutes trying to come up with something that we'd have difficulty making a choice about. So we did a whole bunch of stuff on procrastination, think and act, think and act, think and act. They've now bought a block of land. They're building a house. He's got a new business car. Business is taking off like crazy. And all we've done is change the way that he interacts with the world. So don't leave crumbs. Be clear about where you're stuck and do something about it. Be clear about your motivation, your why. Why do you get up in the morning? What's going to get you up on the days where the kids have had gastro, you've been up all night, you're absolutely exhausted, but you need to go out and work today? What's going to get you out of bed? So that's something that I drill down very heavily on is the why are you in business? What is it that you're trying to create from that space? I make sure that people are really clear about what success means to them. And, you know, success can mean very different things to different people. Some people want to earn a huge amount of money, have 20 staff, do all that. Other people are happy to just sit and plod along and make that happen. It's really about identifying what success looks like for you and then creating that. And then maintaining I call it maintaining your petals because I do a thing in our business masterclass where I get you to draw a flower and each one of those petals is a different part of your life. So it might be relationships, it might be children, it might be, you know, say someone like me taking care of your health and your well-being and how to keep all those things happening at the same time as you're keeping your business running, but you're not forgetting those other parts of your life. So you're bringing everything up to a standard rather than doing really well in some things and really poorly in others. And, you know, if we can do that and we can make that happen, business just goes better and better and better and better. And all of a sudden you're in a position where you can start a second business because your first business is going so well. You hire someone to work in that business and take that off and you start something new, you know, and that's it. The other thing that I like to do is make myself redundant. So I'm not a person I don't want to see you year in, year out. You come to me, you do a business masterclass. I'll take mentees. I take an infinite number of people in the business masterclass, but I'll only mentor 10 businesses at a time because I need to have enough time to mentor those businesses solidly over 6 months. And then I don't want to see you. Go out into the world, make it happen. Come back to me in 12 months' time and see where if you need any tune-ups, any places that you're stuck, and then just stay out there and make that happen. I'm not a person who wants repeat business. I work very hard to make sure that you're not going to come back to me asking the same questions, because we've made sure that you're really clear on how to make that happen for yourself and motivate yourself to continue to make those things happen.
Great. We've got, just while we're having a little bit of a pause here, we've got some questions here I can't see the names of the people, but we've got some comments here. And one of them says, okay, Donna, can you paste links here so we can refer? Now, when it goes into the group, you could probably go in and then just put some links to your business in that.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so just so people can pass you on if people looking. You also mentioned before, one of my favorite thoughts is that we can't serve others at our peak performance if we're not at our peak ourselves. So that comes down to mental and physical health as well. So
it does.
The analogy I use is, if you've got a surgeon that's been who would you rather? A surgeon that's been working a 16-hour shift, or someone's just got up and is fresh for the job? I know what I'd be picking, like we think we might set ourselves deadlines, and the clients might set us deadlines, but I'm sure most these days would understand that if we can't deliver to their best advantage, we're not doing them any good. So
exactly,
and I thought that was quite interesting.
Yeah, and when I'm working with businesses, I'm always making sure that we build redundancy in. And what I mean by that is that, say, Matthew, you've got someone and you said, right, I'll get you a quote by Thursday. Now, it's really important that whenever someone comes to us, that we're making sure that we have a definite day and time that we're going to get back to you, so you don't leave customers just floating around. So, look, that's great. I'll get a quote to you by Thursday. Now, if you know you can get it by Thursday, but you've got little kids, and, I've got small business owners with, 3 little children and things like that, I'll say get it to them by Friday, promise Friday, deliver Thursday. So you're always exceeding your customers' expectations. And that's a really simple way to do it. If you say to someone, like, I'll get back to you by Friday this week at lunchtime, and by Thursday at lunchtime you've got back to them, you've exceeded their expectations. Instantly you've just jumped up in their esteem. You haven't actually done anything that you weren't going to do anyway. So it's really simple ways like that we can build ourselves up in our clients' eyes, so that they go, wow, Matthew, he's always on time. Actually, he's always early. He's great. Whenever he says he'll get back to you, it always gets back to you sooner. Instantly, that just gives you more brownie points out in the world. And it's not a difficult thing to do. So, building in that space, and if by, say, kids were up all night and you were exhausted and you couldn't get back to them by Thursday, you've still got that 24-hour space to be able to get it done.
I'm a firm believer in also not promising things that you can't deliver yourself. So you'd rather be passing that client on to someone that can serve them better than you can, than trying to do it yourself and doing a botched up job, sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Because although you're not serving that client, in their eyes you're doing them the better service. It's a reputation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And I have a number of different businesses that I do cross referrals with. So sometimes I'll get a person who doesn't need what I have to give. They need the very basics of starting a business, and I'll hand them across to someone else who's all about starting business, because I'm not going to sit here and talk to people about ABNs and, tax and things like that, because it's not where my skill set lies. And I'm much more of value to that person once they've got all that happening. So I have a lot of businesses, particularly with regard to like lawyers and getting different things drafted up, and also with accountants. I've got accountants that I'll do cross referrals with, and sometimes they'll send me someone saying, look, this person has just really stuck in their business and it's not happening. And likewise, I'll say, look, they're doing business really well, but the financial side needs a lot of work, and I'll transfer that across. And I think that that's really important for us to do in business, is to understand where we start and where we stop, what we can help with, and where our time is best served.
And it's great to say yes, but it's also okay to say no.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's one of the things that I go through in the course is I talk about haters. Now, haters are always going to hate. There's always going to be somebody who's going to slam what you're doing. They are not your client. Just move them out of the road and continue forward. Don't try and engage with them. Don't try and win them over. They're not your client. They're a waste of your time. You open the space back up so you can get the people who are your clients coming through. And that's along the same lines as that is, you know, some people are just, and you get on the phone and you're talking to the person, you're thinking, oh my goodness, you are going to be so much work and it's not going to be worth it. It's okay to say no.
I think when I first started out, I was saying yes to everything, and then I learned, well, it's not healthy for me.
No.
Not healthy for anyone. I mean,
it's not healthy for anyone. And we all know, we all have that sense of that client that you know is just going to be a nightmare. They're going to use up too much of your time, and your time is valuable. It's the most important thing you have is your time. Because it's, if you're having to spend so much time in business dealing with those really difficult clients for the same small amount of money that you're going to deal with for a good client, why waste your time? Move that person out of the road. They're not, you don't have to say yes to everyone. And when people are first in small business, they think that they have to say yes to everyone, and they get frightened when people will say negative things. There are always people who are not going to agree with what you're doing. That's okay. They are not your client. Just literally just shift them out of your road so that your clients are the ones that you're serving.
I think we're going full circle, because that applies to life as well. So where we started,
it does indeed.
If one's broken, or the other one can't work either, so to its full capacity either. So we've gone around in full circle. With regards to that idea. Well, in my head, we have anyway.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I agree with you. You know, and it is whole circle, and that's why I do what I do, and the way that I do it is because if I just help you with business and not with the personal stuff, they'll crash into each other. We've got to get it all happening.
Definitely. It's been great talking with you, Donna. It's been insightful, and I think I could sit here and talk to you all night about this sort of stuff, because it's stuff that really sets fire to my passion with regards to just helping people and talking to people, and those connections we build with people, those important connections we build with people, because it's not just a business connection, it's also a bit of a personal connection as well. So I think that's important. And yeah, we could talk all night, but I think we've got a lot out of you, and I think you could also probably talk as
probably.
Keep talking. So because I can see your passion as well. So it's great being talking to you, and thank you for joining us. And I can't wait to hear more. Talk to you soon.
No worries. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching, viewers. And there's the last question I had here. Great cast, guys. Matt, you are looking more confident, better every day. Thank you.
Well done.
That's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. Just sharing ideas with people, personal growth for me as well, getting more confidence, and bringing other people along for the ride, and hopefully people can learn from it. Thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you.